Women's Professional Ultimate in New York! We are very proud to have a team in the Premier Ultimate League and very pumped to have all you fans in the stands. Let's give it up for our fans, everyone! Tonight, New York Gridlock goes toe-to-toe, knee-to-knee, and head-to-head with Indianapolis Red. We are going to begin with our opponents, all the way from Indiana and surrounding areas. Please give a warm welcome to the players of the Indianapolis Red. Tonight's roster for Indy Red is number 2, Lena Gorin. Number 4, Sammy Wong. Number 7, Charlotte Woolard. Number 8, Amy Smith. Number 10, Jen Golan. Number 12, Sydney Olin. Number 13, Kate McInerney. Number 14, Bree Harrison. Number 17, Kristen Dudley. Number 18, Kelsey Gibney. Number 22, Brittany Winner. Number 23, Nicole Queen. Number 27, Claire Schwaba. Number 30, Phoebe Kemmer. Number 37, Kristen Baxter. Number 42, Kelly Kirker. Number 45, Kristen Thomas. Number 72, Lauren Boyle. Number 75, Emily Napper. Number 87, Austin Truga. Number 99, Ashley Farncroft. Indianapolis Red is coached today by Ryan Gorman. And now, let's hear it for Gridlock! Number 0, Jenny DeJesus. Number 2, Brittany Chaplin. Number 3, Judy Jarvis. Number 4, Stazzy Tagerlini. Number 5. Number 8, Kelly Highland. Number 9, Sarah Johnson. Number 10, Trisha Smith. Number 12, Amy Zhu. Number 13, Becca Tucker. Number 14, Tulsa Douglas. Number 16, Abby Newsom. Number 17, Christy Kelly. Number 18, Ray Dow. Number 21, Linda Morse. Number 22, Lauren White. Number 23, Andrea Gonzalo. Number 26, Chelsea Leader. Number 32, Lauren Doyle. Number 39, Sydney Dawkins. Number 71, Cassie Wong. Number 88, Nikki Hare. Gridlock is being led by assistant coach Megan Randall and director of coaching Eileen Murray. For tonight's event, we are recognizing women's ultimate history. Please welcome Kathy Carney for our opening statement.
Hello everyone, my name is Kathy Carney and I am one of the owners of the New York Gridlock Ultimate. And I am very proud to be here this evening to support this wonderful event. It is truly exciting to have a women's professional team from the New York area participating as one of the 8 teams in the inaugural season of the Premier Ultimate League. The mission of Gridlock is to achieve the competitive excellence on the field and equity in the sport of Ultimate by increasing accessibility to and visibility of women's Ultimate players. We achieve this by providing high-quality competition, leadership experiences, and community partnerships. Gridlock values gender and racial justices, which are central to how they make decisions, and hold themselves accountable to each other, their volunteers, and their fans. Lastly, they value integrity and spirit of the game and will treat opponents with respect. The spirit of the game is more than this commitment to fair play and respecting our opponents. It is the responsibility to be the best version of ourselves at all times. Have a great game.
And now, we would like to welcome the observers and captains to center field with special guests Amy Wilbur and Christine Dunlop for the flip. Amy the General Wilbur was a mainstay of women's ultimate in New York City for almost a decade. With single-minded intensity and a competitive spirit, Amy raised the bar for all who played with and against her. After leaving New York City, Amy won 2 national titles with Boston's Godiva and won MVP at the 1990 World Games with Santa Barbara's Lady Condors. Let's all thank Amy for her trailblazing. Joining Amy is her longtime teammate, Christine Teens Dunlap. Teens was a member of Survival. She then went on to lead Lady Godiva to 9 UPA Women's Club titles between the years of 1988 and 2002. Teens was a multifaceted player, a leader, strategist, and teacher. Regarded as one of the best all-around players in Ultimate, Teens was an intense competitor who exemplified spirit of the game and earned the respect of teammates and competitors alike. Thank you for both being here, and now for the flip. The result of the flip is that New York Gridlock will be pulling to Indianapolis Red. The first pull is coming in 6 minutes.
Fans, welcome to New York Gridlock Ultimate's inaugural season. This is our opener. It's a historic night that marks the beginning of women's professional ultimate in New York. We're super proud to have a team in the Premier Ultimate League and happy to have all of you here listening. My name is Hayley Manning. I'm a practice player on Gridlock this season, and my co-commentator is Juleon Robinson.
Good evening, sports fans.
Yeah.
It's an absolutely beautiful night on Randall's Island, the center of where almost all New York City Ultimate teams practice. Feels like home. Feels like home.
Definitely home. tryout season started here. Both of us had tryouts today on the field, so I'm excited to be over here and get to watch this professional game.
Looks like there's an excellent crowd out here tonight. In classic Ultimate Player fashion, folks have filled in very much in the last 10 minutes, but the stands are full as we get ready for this first pull of pull.
Yeah, this is a very exciting community event for us. Everyone's been really pumped, so looking forward to this first pull right here. We have Gridlock versus Indianapolis Red, and we're excited to see how this competition goes down.
It looks like Gridlock is starting out on defense to open up this game.
Yeah. There you go. We have Beezus, Kelly Beezus with the pull. All right, here we go. Number 23 with the fake, swings it. Number 2, it's like a forcing flick here. Gridlock forcing flick. He's looking for a jump, found it.
Looks like they've come out in a host stack to start out the game.
Yep. So usually have 3 handlers back right now. They have 2. Oh, there's a drop from Red.
In
New York. Let's have Andrea DeSabato is picking up the disc. Throwing to Linda. They're co-players on AMP, which is a mixed team out of Philly. There you go, and a swing to Doodle. Amy Sal. Oh, and a drop. Okay, here we go. All right, we have Tulsa Douglas on the mark here versus number 23.
Nicole Quee.
Oh, nice find. We gained some yards there for Indianapolis Red. Oh, and another turn. So it's hard to see, of course, on the live stream on the video, but it is quite windy here. You can see the flags in the background. Some players, they've been trying to warm up in the wind.
And the offenses look good. We just had a couple of drops in the first part of this game.
Yeah, LD with the pull down there, saved that floaty disc. To Tulsa Douglas. She's looking downfield and finds Linda Morse. She swings back to Dre.
Beautiful around the space.
Great around to Beezus. She's looking deep, doesn't see anyone, turning to her down. Oh, spicy up line. There we go. That was the score from Dre to Tulsa Douglas right there.
And Gridlock starts out the 2019 inaugural PUL season with a break. And I have to say, there is some great offense by Gridlock's D-line out there. They set up in a nice, clean vert stack and moved it side to side with pretty great patience for folks that just started practicing together a couple of weeks ago.
I agree, definitely. Yeah, it's been interesting, especially this last practice. Leading up to this game. I know Eileen was feeling it a little bit. There was several players from AMP and Bent who were in Columbia playing at TEP for this international tournament. So it was definitely difficult, I think, leading up to this tournament to get enough chemistry. But it looks like they're gonna have it.
And again, there is a really disciplined vert stack out there on the field. And Indy played some good offense going the other way, so I'm interested to see how their O-line bounces back here.
It's like for Gridlock, starting on defense again. We have Veronica Colgius-Suarez, K-Spa with the pull.
Looks like we've got Lauren Woods
Flick
and
pull.
Wei Gao out there.
Look at that. It's a roller. That's a great one. Okay, and Dee's picking up the disc. Number 2, Lena Goran. Looking downfield, nothing downfield. Some tight defense there by Gridlock. Oh, here we go. 27 catches the disc. First to number, oh, and there's a huck. Not quite there. Gets a turnover from Red.
That was a good look again. They ran some great offense to open up some space back there, but could not connect on the huck.
So we have Dre picking up the disc again. Looking to swing. Nice up the line cut from LD, Lauren Doyle. Throws it to Abby Newsom. She holstered a huck there, which looked like a pretty good decision. And
the crowd definitely wanted it, but they're moving the other way quite well.
Lauren Woods with the throw downfield. Yeah, K-Spa with the disc, and inside throw. Oh! It's close. It's very close.
And I have to say, early on, this Gridlock D-line offense looks very exciting, getting a lot of yards on gainers, working both sides of the field super well.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, here we have Indy with the disc. Looks for a quick swing. Tries to cut across. It's not there. We found someone downfield, number 27, Claire Schwaba. And a disc is up. Number 14 comes down with the disc there, Bree Harrison. Swings. And a huck. Bree Harrison's trying to run it down, running it down. Not quite, not quite. It's just a little too much there from number 2, Lena Gorin.
And I will say, Bree Harrison, a great matchup with Lauren Woods. It seems like 2 speedsters out here that'll be going up head-to-head.
Absolutely. Definitely exciting to watch. Okay, you have Gridlock starting with Andrea on the disc. K-Spa, big gainer under. Looking downfield. Finds Abby Newsom. She's looking to swing it. Looks off Dre. Missed cues there on that dump throw there. Okay, let's see. Number 23, Nicole Quee, is picking up the disc for Indy Red.
And it looks like Nicole Quee picking up most of the dead discs for Indy Red early on.
Okay, she's swinging it to number 27. K-Spa with the block. It's a great block on a swing attempt there. Dre put it up to K-Spa downfield. K-Spa's going to run it down. Not quite. It's a little bit of a hesitation on that deep cut there, so miscommunication to the thrower. Gridlock's back on D. It's like Andrea's forcing mostly straight up to try and prevent the huck that just got off. And she comes down with it, number 22, Brittany Winner. Looking to swing, looking to swing. Found her teammate. And inside throw to the end zone to number 14, Bree Harrison.
And Indy Red did the tough thing there, which is get broken on the first point of the game and come back with a strong O point. And they got some turns going back the other way. Their O-line getting back to that confident place, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, some of that stuff just looked like little chemistry things, you know. Their K-Spa's booking it deep. Dre didn't put up right away. Hopefully they can work that out.
And again, these players are still very much getting to know each other. For the most part, the players are coming from all over the East Coast. There are players coming from Boston, coming up from the DC area. Haley, how's that been sort of integrating with players that are coming from outside the city?
It's been really humbling, honestly. It's cool to be able to work with teammates that have different systems, come from different club backgrounds. There's a lot of mixed players and women's players. And it's humbling because you know your teammates are all putting in the effort to make it to practice. It's hard. We practice on Wednesday nights, and people do come from hours away. And so it's really awesome to see that dedication.
Yeah.
Here we go. The pull is up, and it's out.
It looks like we've got... Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
It seems as though there's been an injury on the pole. Can't quite see who it is from here. The play has stopped. And as we check in on the player on the ground, we will say that it's as the sun goes down, it's going to get a little cooler out here on the field. We will be playing under the lights, which will be a really nice experience, I think, for all the Ultimate fans out here today. And once again, more folks arrive, and the stands are packed for this inaugural PUL game here in New York City. It's a really cool environment to watch. It's a really cool environment to be a spectator and a fan.
Yeah, this live broadcast of the Premier Ultimate League is brought to you by Spin Ultimate. Spin Ultimate providing custom team uniforms and uniform Ultimate apparel since 2007. Visit Spin on the web at spinultimate.com. Hello. Here we are, posted up here in the stands. all of our friends around us and watching some amazing Ultimate. So
Wouldn't want to be anywhere else on a Saturday night.
yeah,
Hayley.
it's a little chilly. I forgot pants, so it was great. It was warm while I was at tryouts earlier. No, I'm not.
She is wearing shorts, folks. She is wearing.
Yes, but I have a sweatshirt blanket. It's great. Thank you, Tony, our cameraman. It's great. So yeah, like you said, Julian, before, we're traveling from all over, and it's definitely a challenge. And then, with players in this past week and in Colombia, it's definitely been hard to get chemistry, but it's nothing better than playing a first game together, and I know everyone's excited.
Yeah, I was talking to Eileen a little bit earlier this week about preparing for the game, and she was saying that because this is, the single game format is so different than the tournament format, each one of these games is very much got to be like a tournament day, and like a tournament in the sense that you get a lot of reps with folks, and because they are higher intensity, because it is a competitive game, you really bake in a lot of the skills that you're working on in practice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and one of the things she's been trying to instill in us is not so much specific strategies, but like structures around offensive movement and defense as well, but mostly on offense is like, having go-to systems for how to move the disc. And I think that it's going to really get solidified in these high-pressure situations for sure.
And the systems have looked great so far. Both teams actually have found the looks that they've wanted. It seems that it's going to be a night of execution with these teams that are still, again, just getting to know each other.
Absolutely. Looks like the injured player is getting up and being walked off the field. Yeah, it was really interesting getting to watch the first PUL game in person. We were in the stands watching Revo and Revolution from Medellin, Colombia, and Atlanta Soul, and watching them kind of work their things out. Obviously, Revolution has a lot of chemistry. They've been playing together for a long time. Watching Soul dig deep and put up a really good game, it was really cool to see, especially since they were playing in a tournament earlier in the previous days. So it was really exciting to watch that and watch that team start to mesh, and I'm excited to watch that with Gridlock and Indy right now.
And still can't see who the injured player is from here, but once we get an update, we will let folks know.
Yeah.
They have restarted play.
Here we go. As Gridlock receives, we have Becca Tucker with the disc. Looking downfield to start. Finds Kelly Bezos with a great grab. She's Linda Moros. Dumps it back to Tucker. Looking downfield again. There's not much right now. Here we go. Judy Jarvis. There we go. It's a great open cut. Pump fake. That was a great one. Swing over. Oh, just barely missed it. By Stasi. Natasha.
And now we'll get a look at this grid line, O-line defense now.
We have Indy with the disc, looking upfield. Oh, that throws a little high, and Gridlock eats it up. That was a great holster by Linda there. She looked downfield for a moment and didn't have it. Becca Tucker, break side swing, downfield to Bezos. Great swing to Jarvis, over to Tucker. Brittany, B-cap, has got the disc. There's a pick.
They've got a lot. They've got a good amount of space in the end zone.
Nice.
And they score.
We have Brittany Kaplan with the throw to Nastasia Tangerlini. There's some bent chemistry going on right there, for sure.
And they both recently played at Goldie Nationals on a team called Friend Boat. Collection of women from New York City. Had a great time at Goldie Nationals,
Yes.
I believe. Hayley, I think you were on that team. Can you tell us a bit about it?
It was a really great time. I know Stasi, one of her favorite things to say is even playing full field ultimate, she's playing Goldtimate. And it's a lot of, I like it as cross training kind of for little short throws and chemistry building and getting to know your teammates. And you can definitely see right there, they had some of that. But it was actually a really good time. It was quite windy and unseasonably cold and windy weather for Austin. But it was a very good chemistry building for sure.
And it is interesting throughout this Gridlock team, there are players that have played together, whether there's even a collection of 2 or 3, I think in the case of Amp and Brute Squad, and a couple more in the case of Bent. But it will be interesting to see how that club chemistry translates to the professional game.
Absolutely. I know Eileen's trying to find pockets of chemistry like that, and that's a really, really great way to do it. Making sure people are on the line together who do already have some of those skills. We have Gridlock, the pull. Amy's out with the pull. Indy Red picks it up. Great inside find. Oh, the disc went a little bit wide. Dre picks it up. Swing to Tulsa Douglas. She's looking downfield. Swings it to Dre. Back to Tulsa. She's looking for Cassie on and around. It's a little high. Intercepted by number 22.
Brittany
Indy
Winner.
Red. Brittany Winner, yeah. Looking downfield, nothing downfield. Although there was a player open. Here we go. 22 gets it again.
Indy Red finding a lot of space, creating a really big lane for their cutters to get open in.
Yeah. Your Tulsa Douglas on the mark of number 23. Nicole Kui has the disc again. Swinging it. Find a player open on the break side. That's great. Yeah, it looks like Indy has a lot of space open right now. There's another swing back to number 2, Lena Gorin. Oh! Upfield pass was D'd by Cassandra Wong, number 71. As you can hear from the crowd, she's a fan favorite for sure.
And there was a lot of space open in the lane early in that point for Indy Red. They looked like they had settled in, but Gridlock really clamped down as they got towards the end zone.
Absolutely. We had Doodle with a great under to Kelly. Jenny dumps it just to Dre and a great around swing. Back to Amy Zhao, Doodle. Swing it back to Dre and finds K-Spa, not quite. The throw is a little bit low. Here we go, Indy with the disc again. Kui is picking up the disc.
Here we go, Gridlock D!
Oh, a player gets open immediately deep, but holstered by Kui. Looks for a dump to Gorin, back to Kui.
They're running out of a host act, trying to use the full width of the field.
Looking downfield, finds an open player downfield. It's a good game there. Oh, wow. And a hand block by Jenny De Jesus. And Gridlock with the disc. Tulsa Douglas looks upfield for a break throw. This time the throw is right to Doodle. Oh, and a great open side throw. Awesome. Amy Zhao finds Christy Kelly in the end zone.
And again, this Gridlock D-line playing excellent offense. They're being really patient. They look, honestly, like a D-line, like a group of players that have been playing offense together for quite a while. It's really impressive to see early on in this Gridlock season.
Absolutely, that was really great to watch. Again, still some missed throws though. These teams are, there's some of these throws are going a little bit low, a little bit high. Definitely played up to the wind and slightly chilly weather, but we're also getting pretty warm.
There are 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
Okay, it's from our on-field announcer. 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter here. The start of the second quarter, it'll change. Who receives the disc will be determined from the initial coin flip, but the sides of the field will stay the same.
I believe Gridlock will still be receiving in this downwind end zone.
Correct. We have K-Spa with another flick pull. It's rolled out of bounds. Here we go. Indy looking for a swing. Nothing up, nothing back. There you go. They swing it around. So player open on the break side, and they get it off. Looking downfield. Some movement under.
And again, this host stack opening up a lot of space underneath the Indy Red cutters to work.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like the Gridlock players are kind of backing a little bit. So a lot of open unders here.
Makes
Moving
sense.
it up
Indy Red
under.
going downwind.
Yeah. The disc goes up to the end zone. Oh, nice. It's a great throw. Couldn't quite see who. It was number 30 to Phoebe Kemmer to number,
Scored by number 4.
not quite sure.
I believe number 4 is Sammy Wong.
Okay,
Assisted
great.
by number 30, Phoebe Hammer.
Nice.
There's 2:24 remaining in the quarter.
That was really great movement on Indy Red. They were getting open, these little unders, their solid throws, moving the disc downfield a few yards at a time until they found an opportunity like that.
And I think you're right, Hayley. I think the Gridlock defenders were backing their marks going up the field in an attempt to, stymie any big huck looks going downwind. But the Indy Red cutters took what they were given and really punched it up the fore side.
Yeah, absolutely. The patience was really great. It's Gridlock's receiving now. Get the O-line out here. Hopefully they're not too cold.
See, we've got Kelly Hyland, Brittany Kaplan, Judy Jarvis on the line, Stasi Tangerlini.
Chelsea Leader and Becca Tucker. And Sydney Dobkin. Yeah. Tucker's picking up the disc. The pull went out of bounds. When a pull goes out of bounds, for anyone watching that is not familiar with the rules, you can take the disc in the middle of the field where it went out. Tucker's looking downfield, didn't see anything, swings to Stasi. Stasi swings back to Tucker. She has Chelsea open under. It's a great throw to Chelsea. Swings around to Tucker. Another swing to Stasi. There's no one open on the break side there for that continuation swing. Still looks under. Finds Chelsea again.
Oh, she's so fast.
Chelsea throws to Judy, right on the end zone line here. She's looking downfield. Oh, and throw to Brittany Kaplan, but wasn't received. We got Indy, the disc. Working up on the open side so far. It's a large gainer on the open side there. Number 42, Kelly Kirker, made a great in cut. And the disc is up. Number 12 put up the disc to 87.
And Indy Red with the break.
Yeah.
They really chewed up a lot of yards early on in that point with a couple of really big throws up the field. The Gridlock offense, the Gridline O-line defense seemed like it wasn't ready to flip the switch.
Actually, there's a call. Seems to be a call of some kind. Oh, it looks like they're trying to see the hand symbols. We are using the hand symbols for WIFTIF in this games and in the PUL league overall. And we're trying to see if those are using them, but I haven't seen any, so I'm not completely sure what was called.
I will say up until the end zone, the Gridline O-line offense looked great out there.
Yep.
They really moved the disc up the field well. They used both sidelines. They attacked horizontally really well and opened up a lot of angles to attack towards the end zone. They just had a little execution error on the end zone line that led to that turn.
Yeah, absolutely. And Indy Red took advantage of that. As soon as that turn happened, they worked it up the open side of the field that whole time. So it would be good to see the Gridlock O-line get back on defense pretty quickly after that next time.
And it looks like the goal is coming back.
No goal. There is 2 seconds in the quarter.
How many seconds? Oh. Okay, there's 2 seconds left in the quarter, so they're saying that was no goal.
So Indy Red has it on the goal line. They're about to tap it in. It's tapped. And a goal is scored. And number 87.
Austin Prucha threw the score to number 2, Lena Gorin.
By number 72, 72, Lauren Boyle. Assisted by number 87, Austin.
Sorry, I lied. Number 72, Lauren Boyle, is the one who caught the disc.
With 1 minute and 21 seconds remaining in the quarter.
It's still unclear about what the call was that was going on.
An injury was called
Was
back
there an injury?
here.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yep, there's an injury called back near midfield, but the disc was already on the goal line by that point. And that is another break for Indy Red. Their D-line offense chewing up, again, a ton of yards, looking really good out there, ready to strike off a turn pretty immediately.
Yeah. The score is tied up here, 3-3.
Now tied 3-3.
Great, here we have Indy Red with LaPoole, and we have the O-line again for Gridlock on the field.
Does look like a few different players out there to play this
Ooh, and a nice
point.
pull.
Looks
Fade
like-
in bounds right in the middle of the field. Tulsa Douglas picks it up to Dre.
And Tulsa has been playing D points for Gridlock, so she's crossing over for the first time this game.
Ooh, there's a turn there. It looked like there's a little bit of congestion there in the Gridlock offense. Oh, an overthrow by Indy. It's Beezus with the D there. She made sure that there was no play on the disc by Indy. Okay, here we go, Gridlock. There's another opportunity here on offense.
45 seconds remaining.
Tulsa
in
Douglas with the
quarter.
disc. Swings to LD. She's looking downfield. Back to Douglas. LD up the line. Throws it to Beezus. He's looking downfield. Gets it to Dre. Douglas goes up the line. I feel like that was probably more to create space, but it's an attempted throw and turnover. Oh, wow. Indy picked up the disc, threw it up line, but cast it long with the D there. Gridlock with the disc. Linda Morse looking downfield.
It is now the last possession.
Finds
of
Kelly
the
Beezus
first
open.
quarter.
Looking downfield to Amy Zhao. Swings to Dre. Finds Beezus on a wide swing there. He's looking downfield again. There's a lot of handler movement right now. Dre swing to Doodle. Back to Dre. Doodle swings to LD.
This grid line offense being incredibly patient with the disc.
They are.
Definitely want to
Indy-
punch this one in.
He's doing a great job of cutting off some of those break side throws. Oh, there's an attempted score upfield.
At
The
end
inside
of
throw
the
was a little bit
first
off.
quarter, scoring
Turnover,
New York Gridlock
and the quarter is over.
Indianapolis Red.
So this first quarter of the PUL in New York City ends with Gridlock and Indy Red tied at 3s. Both teams have had moments where their offense has looked fluid and perfect, moments where a couple of execution errors have slowed both offenses down.
Yeah, absolutely.
The intensity and the energy are both definitely there, and it's been an incredibly exciting game to watch.
I definitely want to see more of the. We haven't had a lot of calls yet. And the one we did, the pick, everyone's arms went up, ready with the whiff diff symbols. Yeah, for the injury call, it would have been a little more clear. We can see some more of those symbols being used. It was actually really fun practicing those in Columbia in a whiff diff tournament and getting to use those because we knew we needed to use them for PUL. So I know everyone in Gridlock was excited for that.
Yeah, what has it been like having to learn sort of a different rule set than the one that most folks are used to playing in USAU rules and club? Has there been a big adjustment period there?
Not so much because we haven't had a game yet. I mean, I feel like most of the rules are quite similar. It's just that it's mostly USAU 11th edition rules for this league. But you do have the foul calls are whiff diff foul calls, which is a little bit more stringent. Yeah, there's dangerous play fouls that are a little bit different from USAU in the sense that if you make contact with somebody bidding for the disc and you hit the disc first, but then you still hit the player, that is considered a dangerous play, and that is a foul. Whereas in USAU, I believe that if you hit the disc first and then there's contact, it doesn't count as a foul. So it's been a little bit, it's good. I know that the intentionality behind that for PUL was to make this game a lot more safe. And so I think that players have had to adjust a little bit and are trying to keep that in mind. And yeah, that's pretty much the main adjustment, I think.
And we have seen an incredibly clean game so far.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's been a single foul call, to be honest.
I don't think so, not yet. Just there's an injury and a pick.
Mm-hmm. So it's great to see both teams playing a very physically intense game without crossing that line into foul territory. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we do have Gridlock receiving the disc. The offensive line is out there again. The crowd's excited. There's some discs to be thrown into the crowd.
And the
Indy
pull
with
has
the
gone
pull.
up.
Lauren Doyle picks up the disc, swings to Tucker. Tucker looking downfield. Swings to LD. LD finds, not quite, connection to Sydney Duncan. Succeeded by Indy Red.
That's Ashley Farnkampf.
Indy with the swing. Really nice find there. Back to the handler in the power position. Looking forward. Oh, and a drop from Red.
A bit of a gift.
Yeah. It's another chance for Gridlock.
The Gridlock's O-line defensive pressure gets the disc back again.
Yep. We have LD with the disc. He downfield. Jarvis is open, but LD might have seen something different. Let's see.
Oh, let's go!
Tucker with the disc. Throws to Sarah for a large under there.
The crowd wanted the huck,
They
but
wanted the huck. She was open deep, but
Tucker recognizes that she's going upwind and took the safe option.
absolutely.
Maintain possession.
Jars with the disc, swing to Tucker, swing to LD. Open up that break side there. See Linda open, wide open. Looking downfield. Swings to Tucker. Throws to Sarah. Sarah Johnson with the disc, also of Amp. Swings to Tucker. It's an inside swing to LD, not quite connected. Okay, Indy's picking up the disc. They have a player open on the open side there. Oh, oof! It looks like there was a little bit miscommunication there of who was going to go for it. I feel like the Indy players both went at the same time.
But it does look like their D-line has a principle of going, getting their transition offense up and running, and it's caught Gridlock off guard a couple times now.
Absolutely. We have Linda with the disc. Throws up line to Sarah. That was a great trust throw there.
Great grab, too.
Club teammates. Chemistry pocket. Swing over to Judy Jarvis. Upfield to Linda. Not quite in the end zone. Oh! This is a round backhand that was D'd by an Indy player.
You know, if you're a little too casual on the goal line, you'll eventually be punished.
Absolutely. Indy with the disc. Hit something open right away. It's a great shutdown defense by Brittany Kaplan there in Gridlock with that dump. And throw upfield is incomplete. Also great defense downfield by Judy Jarvis.
That was a great team defense, playing hard for 10 seconds, and they had to put up a shot that they didn't want.
Absolutely. We have Brittany Kaplan picking up the disc. Called a timeout.
I think this is a great idea by Coach Eileen Murray, very experienced, in particular at coaching the professional level. She's coached Empire and I believe Rumble as well in the past.
Yeah.
And in my conversation with her earlier this week, she mentioned that unlike in a tournament when you have a couple of games to maybe implement adjustments, the single game format necessitates calling timeouts, making changes on the fly, and I think in this case, taking a moment to settle down her O-line, who is playing well, getting big chunks of yards early on in the point, and then having trouble punching it in. So maybe, taking a moment, calming everyone down, reminding them that they don't have to hit every immediately open look in the end zone will help them push in this hole to start out the quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. One advantage for sure for timeouts is that in this league, you can sub out any number of players in a timeout. So that's strategy for sure that should be used. There's 2 timeouts per half, 70 seconds per timeout. Offense has to be set by 50 seconds, and defense has the remaining 20 seconds to set and play resumes. So the count will also reset and start at stalling 1 after all timeouts. So it's definitely a useful tool to be used, and I'm glad Eileen is using it.
And it looks like they brought in Tulsa Douglas to pick up the disc coming out of this timeout. And it looks like Tulsa has been the main crossover player for Gridlock so far and has really taken over a lot of the central handling duties when she's on the field.
Gridlock here set up in a side stack with an ISO on Sarah Johnson downfield. We have Bezos under with a great throw by Tulsa. Looking downfield, nothing downfield. Upline throw to Tulsa.
Beautiful upline cut from Tulsa to get that disc.
Swing to Brittany Kaplan. Looking downfield, finds Bezos. Swing over to Tulsa. Ooh, some players downfield, but not quite there. Here we go, B-cap to Bezos. Oh, it's a little high there. Bezos didn't quite come down with that disc.
Looked like it was a good look in the end zone. I wouldn't be surprised if Bezos lost that one in the lights. It was pretty high.
That spot
blade
is lit.
Yeah, it looked pretty tricky. But just another really good offensive point with a lot of great movement from Gridlock that does not end in a goal.
We have Indy with the disc. Found open under right away. Oh, is a foul, no contest. Linda just did a great job at demonstrating the whiff-diff hand signals. We have a swing, a break swing.
Beautiful
Indy.
round.
It was a great round. Looking downfield, nothing.
And again, Indy Red going downwind right now.
It's an inside throw that was too low and incomplete. Tulsa Douglas picking up the disc for Gridlock.
And I wouldn't be surprised if this is the point where some of those substitutions start to play a bigger role.
No defense on Tulsa.
Oh.
Wow.
A tough drop by Stasi Tangerlini.
Especially tough. There's no defense on Tulsa. It was unforced there. We have Indy with the disc. Oh, and Huck is up. Oh, he's a little too much. Looking for the receiver in the end zone, who was very open. Here we go. Stasi's picking up the disc for Gridlock.
And again, folks, I would say that it's probably about 12 to 15 mile per hour winds out here. Not a casual throwing day by any means.
Brittany Kaplan with the disc, looking downfield. Finds Sarah Johnson open for great under. Stasi makes an upline cut. It's looked off. Swing to Tulsa. Stasi makes break side cut, gets open for that swing. Looks upfield to Linda. Swing to Bezos. Swings to Stasi. Tulsa. Stasi up the line.
Linda
Great up line
Morse.
cut. And disc is up. It's Bezos. It's great communication there. Bezos with the score.
Stasi Tangerlini ends the point, sees Bezos deep in the end zone, finds her with a really sweet blade. But something for those folks watching at home, if you want to rewind and watch that point over, Linda Morris opened up an incredible amount of space on the field, making hard cuts, moving up the field quickly, clearing hard, and made some strong cuts that didn't get thrown to, but led to Gridlock scoring that goal. Note to the young players at home, working hard, not getting the disc is all right if you open up space for your teammates to catch the goal.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's one thing that we've practiced, working on our offense, especially with the handler motion, opening up space and making space for your teammates is very important. You'll notice a lot of switching. If we're guarded, if a player in Gridlock is guarded backfield very tightly, they're going to go up the line right away to make space for someone to come around.
And those are the things that they don't go on the stat sheet. They're hard to keep track of at the end of the game. Folks may not remember the number of those plays that you had over the course of the season, but they really do make the offense run, and they pave the way for really cool throws and catches like the one we just saw.
Absolutely. We have K-Spa again with the flick huck. It's the Gridlock D-line on after a little while off. It's Indy with the disc, finds someone open under. Number 22, Brittany Winner. Number 13 hucks it. Oh, and it's received. It was Jen Golan with the catch there. She looks for a dump, and not completed. Not completed. The player's downfield, which is not quite open, and it's heartbreaking. Here we go. LD with the disc. Swings it back to Dre. Finds Lauren open under. Dump to Way. Dre's looking downfield. Finds swing to Wei Gao. Oh, there's a player open downfield, but Wei looks that off.
It's a tough angle in this win. It's a tough angle.
LD to Dre and finds Lauren under again. Lauren's looking downfield, but doesn't see, not quite. It's a dump throw to Dre that wasn't completed. Okay, we have Indy picking up the disc. Gridlock's forcing. Indy looking deep, and it's up. Number 2, Lena Goen comes down with the disc.
It was a great upwind throw by Goran.
Oh, that was, yeah.
And a hold by Indy Red.
Yeah. Brittany Winner with the throw.
Looks like number 27, Claire Schwaba with the goal.
Scored by number 27, Claire Schwaba. Assisted by number 22, Brittany Winner. Score is now Gridlock 4, Indianapolis 4.
Tied again at 4s.
And for Gridlock right now, it really does look like the end zone offense is where it gets tough. That was another point where D-line gets a great D, playing excellent goal line defense on their end, moves up the field quite well with opening up break side space, moving it side to side, getting big unders, working it, and then right on the goal line, having an execution mistake, and then Indy Red takes it the other way.
Absolutely.
If they can clean it up a little bit, their conversion rate will, skyrocket.
I mean, at this level, you can't give a gift like that. Teams are, in general, if you're going to get a turn, they're going to take advantage of it and score. Okay, we have Indy Red pulling. Gridlock receiving.
And I will say, it was great to watch Indy Red going in this upwind direction, not be afraid to take shots downfield.
Yeah, those hucks were really lovely. Number 12, Cindy Olin with the pull. Stasi picks the disc up to Tucker. Looking downfield. Finds Kelly Beezus under.
Kelly Beezus has been a great initiation cutter for this Gridlock O-line.
Cassie Wong with the disc to Amy Zhao, which dropped. Okay, here we go. Indy Red picking up the disc. 42. Kelly Kirker had the disc.
An amazing layout right there.
Great layout. Indy's working it under. Looking downfield, she didn't find anything. Turns to her dump. Indy swinging to the open side. And a big gain. Oh, great layout there. She gained some yards under on the open side. And it's up. Oh. Indy Red puts a huck up, but it's not quite the right angle for that receiver downfield.
And I would characterize the offenses in this game as definitely being of a different tenor. Gridlock opting for a patient dump swing style, and Indy Red looking to shoot it, and they're good shots more often than not. Their style is go big, and they've been hitting a lot of them.
Brady Kaplan with the disc. Finds Becca Tucker in a tight space. Tucker looks upfield to Cassie Wong, who tries to save a low disc, but not quite, not quite. Indy picks up the disc again. Great dump defense by Stasi. Looking downfield, finds someone on the open side. Number 99, Ashley Farmkoff.
Good dump defense by Becca Tucker.
Nice defense. Tucker swings to B-cap. Sees there's a call. Okay, disc is in play. Tucker swings to Stasi. Stasi looks downfield. Finds Amy Zhao open. Oh, not quite.
Wow, Beezus comes in with the late attempt. Oh, but we have a foul called.
Foul called on the reception there from Amy Zhao.
It seems like we have 2 minutes remaining in the first half. The wind has picked up a little bit.
Oh, no.
Oh, and it just
Oh
wow!
my gosh! Beezus pulls that disc down. The throw was picked up by the wind from Amy Zhao, and Beezus said, nope, we're not going to let that be a turnover. She went for it.
Watching these Gridlock O-line points, Kelly Beezus Highland has been all over the place. It looks like she's been the main initiation cutter in the offense. She's just another player that is constantly moving, really setting herself up in great position to make the next move. Even though that foul was called on Amy Zhao in the end zone, Beezus was even there for the backup grab with the layout. She's really been all over the field early on tonight.
Absolutely, what an athlete. I mean, she's working real hard there. It's great. We have Gridlock up 5-4 with under 2 minutes left in this quarter, in this half. Here we go. Gridlock pulls inbounds. Indy Red picks up the disc. Downfield is shut down and under for just a couple yards.
It really looks like Gridlock has adapted to this Indy Red host stack. They're doing a lot more poaching in the middle of the field. A lot of these underlanes are clogged by poached defenders.
Disc is put up.
Oh,
Number 10 comes down with a high throw, Jen Golan. Wow, defense intercepted by Amy Zhao.
And while it looked like Indy Red had beaten the poachers in the middle of the field, they tempted them with a hard upwind huck, and Gridlock came down with the D.
Tulsa finds Christy Kelly. Oh, and a turn. Gridlock on D again.
Let's see if they run the same defense out of transition. It looks like they've gone person.
Yeah, we've actually been calling it match. They're calling match, you match up on one-on-one, and that's the terminology that Eileen's been using with us for defense. This case ball on the mark. Indy's looking downfield. It's nothing. Backfield player slips.
Oh, really great dump defense. Really good mark.
Bailout. And disc is up. Case ball with the D. That was a great heads-up play by Gridlock defense there. Number 99, Veronica Colgius-Suarez.
I want to say that was one of those where the hometown crowd helped out a little bit with the up call.
Yeah, I agree. It's a little hard with the players on the far sideline, but Case Ball is one of those players. If you're going to tell her it's up, she will look for it and get it. So
I really want to get on the stat sheet myself, Hayley, so if you'll allow me, I'd like to take 0.1 of that D.
Okay, you can have 0.1. It's perfectly loud. Gridlock swinging the disc. A little handler movement there. Looks like there's a bit of a junk zone thrown by Indy Red. moving the disc, found a hole there. We have Dre with the disc, looking downfield. Swings to Tulsa.
And it looks like Indy Red in a bit of a zone here. Doesn't look like a cup. Looks very loose. They've got one in the back, 3 in the middle, 3 in the front.
Tulsa moves the cup with the defense with her big fake, trying to open up some holes there. Still a lot of handler movement. They found a hole here with LD.
Yeah, they're really just trying to gum up the offense, slow them down. But Gridlock being very patient, finding their spots, using their fakes.
They're moving it through the wall. I think it's more of like a wall. Amy Zhao is waiting over there on the sideline. Yeah, they're going to swing to her.
Andrea and Tulsa doing a great job sort of marshaling the offense, getting it back every other.
Oh! It's a missed cue there, missed throw with Kispa and LD.
Coming up at halftime,
It's a lot of patience, it was a lot of work.
to recognize women's ultimate history in New York.
The quarter is over.
Before that starts, be sure to stop by the concession card for
It's an incredibly close game. 5-4 going into halftime. Hayley, what did you see that half that impressed you?
You also may have noticed
I was impressed by Indy. I feel like the Indianapolis Red, they've been moving the disc really well, taking advantage of just the open players. They're not like forcing a lot of things that are just too tight or too crazy of throws. There's some that are missed. Both teams have had a lot of execution errors for sure, but I have been impressed with their ability to get open. Like they've been very open.
And it does seem like the types of turns that the two teams are having are different. A lot of Gridlock's turns have been short, maybe miscommunications on the end zone or on the dump. They've been under 10 yards, whereas a lot of Indy Red's turns have been shooting for the end zone, shooting deep. They played a great field position game, and I really think it's helped them stay in it, even against this patient Gridlock team.
Absolutely. Okay, we'll take a break here for halftime, and we'll be back when the disc is going to go up.
Now then, please direct your attention to the field as we have a presentation from the first New York Women's Club Team Survival! Please welcome Annie Chandler. Annie was introduced in Paris to the Hot Disney Club while she was studying abroad in 1983. In 1986, she began playing with Survival and played in New York until 1996 when she realized she couldn't juggle hockey and motherhood. She won a world championship in 1994 with the California Maniacs. Give a big round of applause for Annie Chandler and the women on Survival!
And it looks like we're about to come back for the third quarter. Gridlock, and they have switched halves, or they have switched sides this quarter, and they'll stay on with these sides for this half. Gridlock is going to be receiving to start the third quarter, going downwind. And I'm curious to see how the offenses shift, and whether it's a little bit more difficult to play offense going upwind, going downwind sometimes can be tough, especially when you've been playing a lot of ultimate going the other way. Yeah, I'm excited for this second half.
We have Indy pulling to Gridlock. So Gridlock's going into their side stack. Joy picks up the disc to Tulsa. Looking downfield. It's Amy on the break side. Finds LD open. Upfield. Beezus. Beezus with the huck. Oh! Looks like the huck was maybe to Cassandra Wong, number 71. There's multiple players in the way there. Indy starts with the disc in front of the end zone. Great dump D by LD right there. Gridlock. Find someone downfield. Looking for a dump. It's a round dump. And this goes up. And it's Deed. Interception.
And that transition huck is going to be a little bit harder going in this upwind direction.
Here we go. You got some healing movement. Find Linda downfield. Takes off LD. Oh, and intercepted by Indy player number 72, Lauren Boyle. Boyle has no mark. Just downfield. Looking for a jump. And a missed throw there.
I believe there was a hand block there by Linda Morris on the mark.
Great. Dre for Gridlock is picking up the disc. Looking for Linda right away. Linda makes a great cut deep. Oh! And there is a collision.
I think it was between two Gridlock players, and that's why it will end up being a turnover.
Correct. It's like Linda and Beezus collided there. And you have the disc.
Some great defense by this Gridlock O-line defense.
Some physical play there. In number 12 swings to 72. Looks for a break swing, and it's tipped off the hands of the receiver. It's Gridlock picking up the disc. Downfield to Linda. Swings to Dre. Swings to Tulsa. She looks off Beezus on the break side for an inside throw to Doodle. Amy's out.
New York Gridlock goal!
Gridlock gets that
Gridlock
great
goal!
downwind
Number
hold
12,
to start the half.
Assisted by number 14,
That was quick movement.
I believe it was Andrea on the far sideline, coming back to the middle, finding Tulsa, who again has played this really important field marshal role for the Gridlock offense. I mean, she's gone back and forth between the D-line and the O-line so far this game. But there for the O-line, really commanding, not making any mistakes, really seeing the throws as they develop, and finding the open person, which is Amy Zhao in the end zone for that goal.
It's always heartbreaking when you have two receivers who are both going for the disc. Great. When you have two receivers going for the disc there, and there's a miscommunication on who has it, couldn't quite see what happened. I'm sure in the video you can see a little bit better than us, but yeah, it's unfortunate when there's a turnover with contact with your own receiver. We have Gridlock with the pull. K-Spa with the flick pull.
Got Goran picking up in the middle of the field.
Indy looking downfield, finds a break. The inside gain. The disc is up into the end zone.
And
Is called a score. Observers in this game, all PUL games are going to have observers, and they call the goals in and out automatically. And they made the call for that one. As you can see, the players were a little bit confused about whether it was in or not, but the observers had a good perspective.
That was a really quick hold by Indy Red. I think that might have been the first turn-free point of the game, and if not, it was one of the few so far, and it was just a clean O point for them.
Absolutely.
I wonder if they made any adjustments coming out of half. It was hard to see right there, but maybe you can see it on the live stream, or we'll see in a few of the O-line points coming up later in this game if they made some really tangible adjustments to fend off this Gridlock D-line. We're here at Randall's Island, which is between Manhattan and Queens, underneath the Triborough Bridge. We have the New York City skyline in the background. And again, it's a beautiful night. It's a beautiful place to be playing Ultimate and to have this first professional women's Ultimate game in New York City.
We have Tucker with the disc. Sees Judy Jarvis wide, swings. Judy puts it up. Looking for Abby Newsom in the end zone. Oh, it was a D play there by Indy. Might have been a second play. It was a little too far.
And it already looks like early in this half, Gridlock going downwind is going to take a few more shots into the end zone.
Yeah. And just to correct, that was actually Linda Morris downfield, not Abby Newsom. And, oh, wow, Judy Jarvis intercepts the disc on the first swing from Indy and finds Sydney Dobkin downfield. It was a pick call on Sydney. And Judy has the disc on the end zone. Judy finds number 4, Stasi, for the score. That was a quick score. I feel like off a stop disc, once the end zone is set up, New York should be able to do work. And they did right there.
And that was a relatively quick 0-point for Gridlock as well. It looks like these teams have settled in a bit, especially going this downwind direction. And like Eileen was saying, and like I was saying a bit in the first half, because this isn't a tournament and they are playing in the single game format, they are trying to make a lot of adjustments and also build a lot of chemistry over the course of these games. So we'll see. It's almost as if the team that can build the most chemistry and play best together over the course of a game is going to come out on top, given the short length of the season and the little practice the teams have had coming into this point.
Absolutely. We have Amy Zhao with the pull for Gridlock. The Gridlock D-line getting down there. And he swings right away.
Little practice together, I should say.
It's a break swing.
Beautiful throw.
To Alina Gorin. Wow. You have a D right here with number 71, Cassandra Wong. It's a great layout D. LD picks it up, swings to Tulsa. Looking for Dre on the break side. Tulsa to Amy. Amy puts it deep to Cassie. Cassie's in the end zone alone. Not in. Dumps it to Dre and to Tulsa for the score.
And a quick break by Gridlock, putting 2 on the board in quick succession. And I will say, Cassie Wong, who got that layout D here on the near sideline, as a coach for NYU, and a lot of her NYU players out here tonight cheering her on. The crowd got very excited when she got that D. It was a highlight of the game so far for me.
Absolutely. She's an inspiring player, especially on defense. She will get those. That break brings the score 8-5 to Gridlock. One thing to note, this league, the PUL, is a space that's inclusive to non-binary players, and we got the information beforehand for all players and the preferred gender pronouns. So you notice we are using gendered pronouns, and those are because we got that information beforehand, and we are using it. So that's something that's in practice. That's really interesting. It's been in practice in New York City, in club scene. People introduce themselves to their gender pronouns in our tryout process and club teams.
Mm-hmm. We're doing that at the club level, but we're also doing it at the league level, and even in pickup, there's a big effort to make the space as inclusive as possible to folks of all genders and gender identities.
Close D attempt there by Amy Zhao. Indy retains possession, looking to swing the disc. Upline movement from the handlers on Indy. Disc put up by Brittany Winter. She gets it back and throws a break side for the score. Yeah, that was a score. Yeah.
And another quick point. This second half looks like the teams have really calmed the nerves a bit. And again, this was the first PUL game for I think both of these teams, and so it's fair that there were some jitters in the first half, but all players look like they've calmed down and they're hitting some really hard throws and moving the disc up the field quickly. As Gridlock's O-line trots back on the field, looks like we've got Judy Jarvis, Brittany Kaplan, Kelly Highland, Becca Tucker, Stasi Tangerlini, Linda Morris. I'm not sure who that last person is on the line.
Sarah Johnson.
Sarah Johnson.
Yeah, again, you have 2 players from AMP, Linda and Sarah. Some of those pockets there, chemistry.
I believe Gridlock has been rotating in about maybe 10 or 11 players on their O-line so far. It's been a pretty tight group with a couple of D-line folks coming over here and there. We've seen a pretty consistent line so far.
Yeah, good observation. That is what we have. O-line's a little bit smaller than our D-line to pull from, and yeah, that's how they're keeping it a little tight there. You got Jarvis with the disc upfield. Swings to Kaplan. Just looking downfield. Finds Jarvis again with a wide swing. Stasi makes upline cut. It's looked off. Swing to B-cap. Found Tucker upline. And Tucker puts it. Just 2 receivers. Let's see if there's contact on the play.
Yeah, it looks like 2 deep cuts sort of intersected in the path of the disc. Judy Jarvis and Linda Morris in the area. Guarded by Austin Pruka on Indy Red and another player that's currently sitting on the ground. I think they're talking about the foul call.
The trainer in the field to look at Jarvis. She's holding her knee. So like we said, there's observers in these games. Observers do not make foul calls themselves unless they are the players decide to go to them for a ruling. So the players have time to discuss. I believe the time is limited in these games, actually. They have a certain amount of time to discuss, and then they either get an auto ruling from the observer or they can go to the observer at that point. It's a contested foul.
That's a tough throw by Tucker to get the disc even into that spot. And it looks like Judy Jarvis is coming off the field to be replaced by number 99. No.
39, Sydney Dobkin.
39.
Okay, Tucker has the disc back. This is like they're talking about if there was a stall at all. The players are returning to where they were when the throw went up.
And I'll say off this dead disc, there's a lot of space in both rounds. We have Kaplan on the far side, Tangerlini on the near side for some quick resets.
Swing to B-cap. Find Sydney upfield. Swings back to Tucker. There's a pick.
Another stoppage.
You have a break around from Tucker to Sydney. Sorry to Beezus. And Sarah Johnson with the disc. That was a very contested cut from the defense on Indy, but Sarah came down with it. Give Tucker to Beezus. To Sydney Dobkin.
And after a few stoppages during that point, the Gridlock O-line closes it out. They looked great.
Yeah. Yeah, Kelly Highland to Sydney Dobkin. That was a really, both of them had great timed cuts. They were very open on the open side. Were able to continue quickly. It was a great, quick disc movement, which is something we've been trying to focus on in practice.
And I continue to be impressed again with, I mean, how many practices have y'all had up to this point, Hayley?
We've had 4 practices, I believe. And yeah, it's not a lot. So it's really good to see some of this chemistry coming together.
And these cuts are timed really well. It looks like everyone on the field has a really good sense of what their other line members in particular have in their arsenal. It looks like folks are cutting off of, in particular, Becca Tucker throwing these great around throws into space. They know that she's going to get that off, and as such, the cutters downfield can expect that and time their cuts from there. And it creates some really crisp, clean offense that we're seeing a lot. We saw a lot in the first half, but now we're seeing Gridlock convert into goals in the second half here.
Absolutely. The pull from Gridlock into your receives.
Great
Good
grab.
And number 17, Kristen. Indy looking up the line, throw. Just not finding anything downfield. Here we go. One open side, cut is open. Looking downfield, looking back to cut, to the dump. It's a nice dump cut there by Kui. And a D in the end zone. Amy Zhao D. Seems there's a call on the play. This looked like there maybe Amy had some contact with the player, the ND player, in the air. And they went to the observer, and the observer ruled no foul. And Tulsa picking up the disc for Gridlock.
The Gridlock staying in their vert stack so far this game, both lines.
Swing to K-Spa for many yards gained, and she puts it up. Finds Amy Zhao. Swing to Wei to Tulsa. Great forward movement. Tulsa swings to Amy. Tulsa with the disc. Great holster on some of these cuts that look open, but the NDD is right there, and it's up to Wei. Amy Zhao to Wei Gao for the score. Bringing the score 10-6 with Gridlock up.
And that was picture-perfect offense by the Gridlock D-line. There was a huck-up field by K-Spot. There was an opportunity for transition, and Gridlock decided to slow it down. Again, that's Tulsa Douglas, Amy Zhao in the backfield. And Tulsa Douglas, like every time she gets the disc, she'll throw these huge backhand fakes, really feel the defense out. And she's, over the course of this game, done an incredible job at not moving too quickly, letting her cutters downfield work, letting them know where the space is about to open up, finding the right look, and then hitting it cleanly.
Absolutely.
It's another lesson to the younger throwers out there, the younger handlers, that you can move the defense with your fakes and open up space downfield for your cutters to cut into, especially in the end zone.
I have to say, it's one of my favorite feelings in Ultimate, when you have a nice fake and your defense just jumps. Yeah, it's very satisfying.
Sometimes it'll happen two or three throws down the line where you throw that fake, you hit it around, it keeps moving through the break side, and then there's an easy throw to space in the end zone.
Absolutely. With LD with the pull. Gridlock D-line. Gonna do some work here again. ND picks the disc up. Swings. Find a player. Turn. The disc is turned, and it seems like there was a foul called, and no contest. Foul, no contest. So the player in Indy gets the disc. Looks for up the line, completion.
Great catch.
Swings the disc. Oh, and the swing is not completed. New York with the disc. LD picks it up. Stasi throws under to Abby Newsom. Stasi up the line and throws deep to Cassie Wong, comes down with the disc. Stasia Tangelini to Cassie Wong.
And it looks like Gridlock has really found their groove now. I'm not sure what the halftime conversation was about, but it seems like they have cleaned up their offense a tremendous amount, and it really is the difference between a couple of execution mistakes in the first half and just hitting those throws in the second.
Definitely. It's been a lot cleaner. You've worked on, having space for one cutter at a time, things like that. It looks like they're executing on now, which is great.
And I will say, like in the first half, they were getting the right looks, and it's a testament to if you're making the right decision and opening up the right looks, eventually the shots will begin to fall, as they say in basketball, and eventually the hucks will begin to fall, as we say in Ultimate.
Score is now 11-6 to Gridlock.
Taking control a bit in this third quarter, I think Indy Red has called a timeout to discuss some adjustments they might be able to make.
Absolutely.
Hayley, I know you might want to discuss trade secrets here on the draft or on the stream, but it looks like Gridlock has really been running almost exclusively a vert stack, and I don't know if there are plans to running any different offenses. If you don't want to reveal that to the other teams, they may be using this to scout. That's totally fine. I understand.
That's fine. I think you've actually seen it's mostly been a vert stack in this, and I think that's an adjustment they've made here. We have worked on some other, like a side stack, which they did start off with and a few points there at the beginning of the game. Trying to make space for isolating some of these talented athletes to get open on their defense. So that is something else that Gridlock could be working towards, but we could see that in this next quarter.
And I'll take this moment as we have a break in the action to really commend, again, the amazing crowd we have here out in New York. A lot of representation from college players, a lot of club players from all divisions here today, supporting what is a great day for the New York Ultimate community.
Absolutely. There's actually even some people here coming to watch the upstate New York players and the Philly players as well. I have some people in the crowd who are families of those players, which is kind of a trek, but it's great to see how excited they are for their players. So Indy with the disc. They're working it mostly with handler movement right now. Find one player under. It's great dump defense, great mark defense there by Lauren Woods. Oh, and throw up the line. It's incomplete. Dre picking up the disc, swinging to Stasi. Douglas with the big fake downfield. There's a pick.
And again, Gridlock off this dead disc in a very tight vert stack already, playing very disciplined Ultimate altogether.
Christy Kelly throws up line to Stasi.
Saucy lefty right there.
Finds Chelsea leader. Stasi looking for the swing. Seems to Dre. Inside swing.
Oh, Christy, do it!
Christy Kelly to Veronica Colgi-Skolaris for the score.
That's another great point by Gridlock where it was their D-line this time, but just isolating cutters, isolating a lot of space, giving Tangerlini the opportunity to hit that big inside that really opened up the field for the quick flip for the goal by Christy Kelly.
Absolutely. Julian, did you happen to catch what the force was there by Indy Red? Because I feel like there was a lot of break throws potentially that just, that's what we scored on.
There were a lot of break throws, and I believe the force was flick, but Gridlock throughout the whole game, and again, it seems to finally be translating into goals in this quarter, but have been doing a great job of moving the disc across the field. The handlers have been doing an excellent job striking up line, and then as soon as they get to that 4 sideline, working it back the other way until they can find an easy throw for a goal. There is Tangerlini with the inside all the way to the break side for Christy Kelly to flip it in. But sometimes it has been someone with a backhand to the backhand cone.
Yeah.
Looking good. It's hard to play defense if marks are getting broken all over the place. Let's see if Indy Red can tighten it up with this O point right here.
Absolutely. With Beezus, Kelly Highland with the pull. Indy with a great catch there, a layout catch on that swing. Moving the disc between the handlers. They put it up to no receiver.
Gridlock's defense has done a great job of taking away what it seems like are a lot of Indy Reds option A's and sometimes even option B's, and making it tough to see what might be next, what might be coming.
Tulsa Douglas picks up the disc. It's a switch on the defense there downfield by Indy Red. It's a good call. Amy Zhao was going to be open downfield. Zhao gets the disc, swings to Tulsa.
Such quick disc movement. They look like they've been playing together for years out there, Hayley.
Yep. For 3-hour years. practice years. LD finds Wong upfield.
Oh!
Layout D by number 87 on Indy Red.
Austin Prucha.
This is great timing on that D right there. It's a great play.
You know, the Gridlock D-line offense was churning. Oh, that was the end of the quarter.
That was the end of the quarter, yeah.
And still a big block to end that possession. That was tough. The Gridlock offense on both sides of for both lines is really locked in that third quarter. They found their groove, they found their timing, and they were executing, simply put.
Absolutely. Going back to your point on some of the defense here, I do feel like Gridlock has stepped up their defense. I've seen multiple times where they're shutting down. They're focusing specifically on shutdown defense on the like dump defense. And that's really great to see them pulling that out. There's some really hard marks too. Like Lauren Woods had a really high stall there when she was on the mark. And yeah, I think they're really pressuring those throws. And like you said, there's like Indy is having a little bit of trouble to work it now.
So as we head into this fourth quarter, Gridlock up 12-6. What do you want to see out of Indy Red to sort of go on a run? What could they do to really combat some of the defense that Gridlock has been playing? And how can they put the clamps when Gridlock's got the disc and is charging up the field?
Yeah, I think Gridlock's kind of got their number a little bit on this horizontal stack. And so they might want to think about changing that up and changing up some of the strategy there. Or working on more of isolation plays with some of their players. They do have some very athletic players, and they should, try and use that.
Hayley, do me a favor. Turn yourself up just a little bit on there.
Does anybody else have a sign? I'm getting pictures. Anybody have a sign they want to show Twitter? Hey, does anybody have a sign they want to show Twitter?
Here we go. We have Gridlock pulling again. Case at the pull. Just want to mention here that Discraft Ultrastar is the official disc of the Premier Ultimate League. Discraft is the world leader in disc sports, and they're a sponsor of this league. The pull is out of bounds. So Gorin is going to take it to the middle of the field. The disc is in. If Indy working the disc under. Finding open players in the open side, and the disc is up.
Nicole Quee with a big hook.
Oh, and K-Spot comes down with the D. Veronica Colgius-Pilaris there again with another heads up D right over her head. You have Tulsa picking up the disc for Gridlock. Swings to Stasi, finds K-Spa. Oh, and there's a throw incompleted to Chelsea Leader downfield. Indy puts up the disc real quick. Oh, and also incompleted. It's a call on the play. Okay, Indy retains the disc and throws for a score.
It's a big hold going into this fourth quarter. They really needed that one to sort of stem the tide. These Gridlock breaks, find their footing, and we'll see if we can turn that into a run of their own going into this last period of play.
Absolutely. It seems that foul had no contest. I didn't quite catch the call there. Okay, there's no contest, and through to number 13, Katie McKenney for the score there.
All right. It seems like a lot of those Gridlock players are getting in on some of those D points, so a few of them may be fresh, but it's been a while since this O-line has been back on the field with the pressure to hold. That can be a hard thing to do. You watched a lot of your teammates get out there and make some amazing plays, but you personally have been sitting out on the sideline, and it's a little bit of a cold night. So let's see if this Gridlock O-line can come out on the field, get their hold, and then get right back off the field like they want to.
And the pull from Indy. It's inbounds. Brittany Kaplan picks up the disc to Tucker. Looking downfield, finds Judy Jarvis. Great catch there. Finds Bezos right on the sideline. Swings it back to Jarvis. Swings to Linda Morris, who's wide open.
Something I like about what Bezos has been doing all game is catching an under, looking downfield. If there's not a perfectly timed cut, she's just already ready to move it back to the middle of the field to get the offense moving again.
Absolutely. Right there, she looked downfield, found Linda open. Linda's looking. Swings back to Tucker, who swings break side to B-cap. Back to Tucker. Looking downfield, nothing there just yet. Swings to Jarvis, who finds...
I believe there's a pick called in the back of the end zone.
Pick on Sarah Johnson.
During the stoppage, I just want to take a minute to note Becca Tucker doing a great job of marshaling this Gridlock O-line. Much the way Tulsa Douglas has done when she's on the field, Becca has been really strong in the center of the field, moving it side to side, and kind of getting off these around backhand breaks at will a little bit.
Absolutely. Here we go, like that. Just a trust throw there. Puts it up, Sydney. Bezos, sorry. Bezos looks downfield, and that throw is not completed.
All right, an opportunity for Indy Red to get a break on the board.
Indy finds someone open right away under. Looking to swing. It's great defense by Linda. It's up. A floaty throw. It is not completed. Tucker's going to pick up the disc. Gridlock. Linda's wide open under. Sees Sarah Johnson. Throws a little high and is D'd by Indy. This is number 37 on Indy, Kristen Baxter with the D. Indy looked downfield, there's nothing there. Finds the thrower with a dump right up line. Ooh, drop on the disc, drop on the catch there. There's two kind of contested or unforced errors there on their receiving. Brittany Kaplan, inside to Tucker.
She's had a lot of those really nice inside throws this game.
Absolutely. Oh, and Tucker with the inside to contested Bezos. Bezos comes down with it. Impressive.
And Gridlock still gets to hold. They had, a turnover in the end zone, but managed to play strong defense and put it in. Indy Red running out of time a little bit in terms of getting these breaks to get back on the board. Gridlock's O-line defense has been really strong, and most importantly has been really patient, not really giving Indy Red a lot of opportunities to get D's downfield.
Yeah, absolutely. I think most of the errors right now in this second half have really just been a few execution things, but I think that the decisions that are being made are quite solid. With Amy Zhao with the pull. Looks like she's going to pull the disc here. The score is 13-7, Gridlock up. Looks like that pull's inbounds.
It's a great pull.
Indy picks it up, finds a player under. Again, they're working those open unders, just a couple yard gains at a time. And the disc is up. Finds number 14, Bree Harrison, the disc. There's nothing downfield. She's looking to dump it.
Bree Harrison has been a main cog downfield for Indy Red all game.
She finds the receiver backfield. Gridlock shutting down that defense downfield.
Great dump D by
and it's
Wego.
up. The disc is up. Oh, the D is missed, but the reception is also missed there on that throw. And Gridlock, another chance to work the disc up the field for a score. Went kind of far out of there into.
Yeah, unfortunately for, I believe that was Ginny De Jesus down there. Makes a really strong deep cut in transition, but unfortunately the disc was a couple yards out the back.
Yep. Jory with the disc. Finds Amy Zhao. Great put to momentum. Oh, and it's intercepted.
And if I'm not mistaken, that might be Tulsa Douglas's first turn of the game.
I believe it was. The disc is up. Indy scores. Bree Harrison, 14. With the receiving the disc there. That's exciting for Indy. It's been a couple points, right?
Mm-hmm. They had a hold a couple points ago to get to 7. And then I believe Gridlock held, and this is another hold by Indy. It looks like their O-line's sort of settling in this fourth quarter. Let's see if their D-line can put together a few breaks. They need them coming up in these next couple minutes.
They definitely do. See Gridlock here with the O-line out. Eileen coming out to give some last-minute tips here. Number 12 for Indy, Sydney Oland with the pull. So the pull's inbounds. A little bit short. Gridlock works it right away. Kaplan swings to Tangalini. Back to Kaplan. Downfield to Bezos, who puts it up. Oh, again, there's 2 receivers, and the first tipped, and the second wasn't quite there. Indy picks up the disc. 2 open players under. Some break around swings, opening up the field there. Got the Indy D-line offense is working really hard here and getting open a lot. Looking downfield and put the disc up. And it's not completed.
That's another great instance of team defense by Gridlock, and this O-line where they took away all the easy options downfield. They took away the easy option in the backfield, and all that was left for a look downfield, and there was no one there to come down with it.
Gridlock swinging it there in handler movement. His downfield catches up on this transition. Jarvis throws to Buzis. Finds Dobkin downfield. She looks downfield.
A call has been made.
There's a pick. Looks like there's a pick there on Stasi going upfield. All right, Dobkin with the disc, turns to dump. And there's a throw up field that is not completed.
And that was some great defense by Indy Red, too. Some great team defense, put Gridlock in a tough position.
Indy working it here between the handlers. Gridlock really wants that disc back. Indy with movement downfield, finding players under or open.
Sydney Oland playing this sort of center handler role for Indy Red right now. Getting it back a lot, moving the disc around really well.
Indy looking downfield, swings, break wide. Trying to open up some space there. And the disc is up into the end zone. Oh, missed reception there.
And that was a really big opportunity for Indy Red, I think. They had done such a great job. They got the D. They were moving it downfield really well. And I think they just got a little impatient on the goal line. They were moving it back and forth across. I think they could have found an easier look into the end zone, but instead the look for a blade turns into a turnover.
Absolutely. I know I'm generally a fan of blades. I didn't think that was a particularly bad decision. It was just, especially downwind. This wind is kind of calmed down a bit. It's a little more steady. I feel like that's not a bad decision right there. Just wasn't received.
Yeah, and it's a tricky one, especially as you get later in the game and it becomes crunch time. You're down 8-13. Do you take the throw when you know you can hit it? You know you have that throw. You know you can get it in that spot. Or do you wait for maybe a flatter throw into the end zone? It's tricky, especially when she hit the spot. It was the right throw. It was a great look. But it did cause a turnover.
Absolutely.
And in this single game format, those mistakes like that and decisions like that are magnified quite a bit. Not many games in the season. You can't run it back the next game, talk about it, huddle up with the team and implement it in the next game in the day. So
absolutely. This looks like Gridlock had called a timeout. Now they're able to sub in some players, and they're setting up the offense that they want. It's interesting that you can sub in as many number of players as you want, and so try and set up what exactly is going to happen here.
A little bracket off the bat for Indy
Great
Red.
Defense.
Broken by Amy Zhao.
Zhao looking upfield to Chelsea Leader. Throws to K-Spock.
Shoulder fake.
K-Spot to LD. Looks upfield. Doesn't quite have it there. It's a great break swing to Tulsa to open up the field there. Linda. We have Amy swinging to Tulsa. Nice. Dre to Amy Zhao.
Gridlock brought on a couple of fresh legs onto the field after that timeout, and then they absolutely just sort of ran roughshod over that Indy Red defense. They They got a couple of open looks. You know, they were stalled a little bit on this near sideline around midfield, but, you know, moved it away from there and then moved it to the break side and had the looks that they wanted downfield. I think it's a really strong testament to the timing of their cutters downfield, to the trust they have in their handlers to work it around and find those easier looks, using their fakes, using their eyes to open up easy looks with the around throws in a break space.
Yeah, that's absolutely difficult when you have such talented throwers like we have on Gridlock, and you know, downfield Indy Red players on defense were shutting down those open side cuts. There were not open side cuts, but the marks were not shutting down the arounds. And you know, you can see that in that point specifically, the scores, all the points on all the receptions in the last few were on the break side.
And I think that's a great point overall, as Indy Red has been playing very good downfield defense on this open side, but the Gridlock throwers have done an excellent job at putting those downfield defenders in a tough position by breaking their marks with around throws. And sometimes on those tough insides as well.
You have Indy with the disc, working it, trying to find those players under. Looking downfield.
Great pressure.
Great catch. He's looking around to break. The break swing. Indy looking for another break swing. Come down with the disc. Swinging back to the middle to Key, and it was intercepted. It was D by Stasia Tangerlini. Stasia has a disc, looking upfield and puts it. Sees Christy Kelly in the end zone, but not quite the right throw. And D. There's a foul called on the defensive play there. Cassandra Wong, number 71, attempting to cause a turnover. So looks like there's a foul, no contest. Indy Red maintains possession. Indy Red with the punt upfield. Tulsa turns around for the D. And Gridlock once again with possession. Tulsa picks the disc up. Break right away to Wei Yao.
I can't wait till we get advanced stats in Ultimate. I would love to see the comparison in number of around breaks thrown, or just, you know, inside breaks as well by each team. It seems like Gridlock is starting off a lot of their offensive movement by moving the disc to the break side first and then letting their cutters work downfield.
Absolutely. The disc is up. Tulsa puts the disc, and it is eaten up by number 22, Brittany Winner on the Indy Red. Swings to Gorin. Wei Gao on the mark there. Oh, close. Close a D attempt there by Tangerlini.
Nicole Quee unleashes a huck. Will it stay in bounds?
Not quite.
Not quite.
It's been a long point here.
It has been, and it looks like, I will say, Gridlock is enjoying a bit of hometown advantage. It looks like Indy Red may be suffering from a bit of fatigue in this fourth quarter, whereas Gridlock has, you know, full legs, this being a home game, and are using them to the fullest.
Wei Yao with the disc, looking to swing. Stasia Tangerlini up the line. Finds Christy Kelly. Oh, and it's not completed.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
There's some kind of timing call, I believe.
And Hayley, do you know if they play out the possession after time runs out, or there is a buzzer beater?
So it's actually different each quarter. So 2 of the quarters, I believe quarters 1 and 3, have a different rule than quarters 2 and 4, but they are trying, kind of trying out those 2 different conditions. So in one of them, they do, the time is up, and you just, if the disc is in someone's hands, it's over, or if it's in the air, you complete that throw and it's over. In the other 2 quarters, it's you play out the possession.
Yep. Okay. So it sounds like there were 4 seconds remaining, and Red has called a timeout. And once the clock shows double zeros and the buzzer sounds, play ends with when the result of the throw is determined. So it looks like we have 4 seconds left in this game. Indy Red with the disc. They might have time to look for someone to get open for a 21 cut, an up line cut, and then get a huck off.
Yep.
Or maybe they'll just have to set up a look into the end zone right off the bat.
Absolutely. Scores 14-8 to Gridlock. Indy is setting up their offense. And Gridlock defense is now choosing their match. Okay, disc is in play. Quee's looking downfield. Oh, and the D. Disc is up. There was a great hand block there on the mark by Dilsa Douglas, and an attempt for Gridlock to score one last point, but not completed. And that's game.
And Gridlock, New York Gridlock wins their opening game of the 2019 PUL season. Indy Red starts the season off 0-1. They came into New York, played against a very formidable well, I was going to say the crowd is formidable. The team even more so than that. It's an absolutely amazing display by the players out here, and it was a blast.
It was great. It was great. I'm excited to see more to come. I know in practice we've worked on a few different defenses as well, and I really only saw match defense right here. So excited to see Gridlock pull it out, and excited to see what both teams can do this season.
And now we have the players coming over, clapping to the crowd, as you can see there on the stream, and as you can hear too, everyone at Randall's Island had a fantastic night tonight. There was some beautiful offense plays, some amazing Ds, some excellent grabs. The Premier Ultimate League is off to an absolutely dynamite start, and I'm just looking forward to the next Gridlock games, but the next games all across the country.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Julian. This has been great. We are both going to be here as well for y'all the next game, which will be live streamed. So the next game is in South Brooklyn at Polyprep, and we're playing the Columbus Pride.
Yeah, we're going to have some beautiful views of Manhattan, the Verrazano Bridge. Can't wait to see y'all there, and see you next time.